pleased to be joined today by a former AJHL champion, as well as the current head coach of the Sherwood Park Crusaders, Manah. Adam, it's a pleasure getting to talk to you. Adam, I guess first of all, just mentioning that you were an AJHL champion. After being in those winning atmospheres as a player, how do you think it's helped you as a coach try to create those winning atmospheres?
Kind of shows you how hard it is to, actually win a championship and to see the hurdles you got to jump through. And, there's nothing like winning a championship, and it's obviously an extremely difficult task to accomplish. So as a coach, you look back at, what worked, what didn't work. And, as a player, or from a player perspective back then, and how you translate it to now. And for us, we were obviously in a position last year where we were really set up to try and make a good push for a title. And unfortunately, COVID got in the way, and it's no secret. But for us, as a coaching staff, we just try and instill and establish some of those championship habits and those culture characteristics that you need in order to win.
Now, Adam, when you took over the head coach position in Sherwood Park, the team was hovering right around that 5-4 kind of range in the North Division. Now, the last 2 years, you have brought the Sherwood Park Crusaders to number one in back-to-back seasons. What do you think the biggest change was, taking your teams from that middle of the pack to sort of that elite team in the North?
We know it's cliche, but when Kyle and the organization hired me to come in and take over from Tim Fraggle, who moved on to Nate, we kind of felt that we needed a culture shift, and we needed to really evaluate and look at what we had for personnel, and look at, do we have enough to take that next step, to jump from a middle of the pack team to a contending team, whether that's first in the North or top three, right? So, for us, we really sat down, we looked at it, we evaluated, and we said, first of all, we got to bring in good people. That's number one. Number two, we got to bring in good players. Number three, we got to bring in good kids that are strong in school and that can obtain those scholarships. And then, I guess fourthly or lastly, we needed to bring in guys that wanted to be good hockey players, and maybe not just good hockey players, but great hockey players, and team first guys. And we maybe in the past had good teams on paper, but good teams on paper don't always translate to what you have on the ice. And so for us, we decided to, after that first year, that we came in to kind of shuffle the deck, and we kind of knew what we had, and then we decided to go young, and that's kind of what I was talking about in the last question there. We decided to go a little bit younger. We made a lot of changes, and then we wanted to build, what we had going into year, I guess, 3 and 4, and see those results pay off, and that's exactly what happened. So, when all those boxes are checked off and things are clicking, that's how you turn your program around, and it's been a pretty special thing, because Sherwood Park, we broke franchise records in wins, points. Finished number one in Canada last year, so it's been a great ride. But we know we're not close to being done yet, and we're still hungry for a lot more.
And finishing first place in Canada is a feat that not many people get to accomplish. At the start of the year, did you expect this from your team? Did you think it was possible?
Last year, yeah. It's obviously very tough to obtain that number one ranking in Canada, but we knew we had a group that was ready to take that step. The year before, we thought we were close, but not quite there. We lost a tough series to Spruce in the North final, and that's kind of when we took a step back and said, we maybe surprised a lot of people by finishing first in the North this year with the mix that we had, with how young maybe we still were, especially with our core guys and some of our leadership guys. So we felt that this past year was the year where we could really do something special. And like I said, everything kind of seemed to fall into place. Kyle did a great job in terms of bringing players in, whether it was early in the year or at the trade deadline. that makes mine and Jeff's job, a whole lot easier. So.
And finally, Adam, sort of the biggest, most recent news, you were announced as one of the assistant coaches for Team Canada West at the World Junior A Challenge. What does that honor mean to yourself?
Well, it's a tremendous honor. I mean, any time you get to wear or represent Team Canada, I mean, it's a big deal, right? And it's something that I've wanted to pursue. Once I was able to get the head job in Sherwood Park, I didn't want to rush that. In the first couple of years, I wanted to make sure I got my feet under me. I wanted to make sure I was confident in my abilities. Not only going into the interview, but the interview would lead to the potential job offer, and I mean, all of that again has worked out nicely. But I couldn't get to where I'm at today without the support of the Sherwood Park Crusaders organization, and just having Kyle push me every day to be better, and Jeff push me every day to get better. So I mean, it's a collective effort within our organization, and really, I know I'm the guy getting recognized, but I mean, it's everybody kind of contributing. And now I'm really looking forward to taking that next step and wanting to get better. And the tournament isn't going this year, but it looked like we had a tremendous coaching staff put together, and I was really looking forward to just learning off all those guys and their backgrounds and where they come from. And obviously they come from really good programs as well.
Adam, thank you very much for joining me. This was Adam Manah, head coach of the Sherwood Park Crusaders.